the CEO discovered that the woman in his contract marriage had left the country the very next day after they got their marriage certificate. Once she left, she was gone for 2 full years. During that time, it was as if she had vanished from the face of the earth. What was even stranger was that she had not touched a single cent of the money the CEO transferred to her card every month. It turned out that 2 years ago, under Grandpa's pressure and persuasion, the CEO had married a woman from an ordinary family. In the eyes of the CEO, who controlled the economic lifeline of the entire city, marriage was nothing more than a tool to strengthen power, and the woman was merely an obedient puppet on strings. On the second day after they got married, the CEO threw a 5-year divorce agreement at the woman, his eyes filled with undisguised contempt. He thought he would see the woman crying bitterly or demanding a huge amount of compensation. But the woman only said calmly that she had no objections and would do exactly as the CEO said. This made the CEO, who was used to seeing people fight for profit, begin to suspect this woman with an ordinary background. What kind of unknown secrets and ambitions were hidden beneath her appearance? Until one day 2 years later, Grandpa suddenly called the CEO. He said the woman had spent 2 years in a war-torn area and would be coming back tomorrow, telling the CEO to pick her up. Only then did the CEO realize that the delicate woman he thought needed a wealthy family to survive had actually spent the past 2 years traveling alone through the most dangerous border regions. Grandpa roared that the CEO had to personally go to the airport and bring back the wife who had disappeared for so long. At that moment, the CEO's expression became unusually complicated. When he saw the woman again at the airport arrival gate, she showed no warmth at all despite their 2 years apart. There was not even the slightest trace of unfamiliarity. She was still carrying that old shoulder bag that had been washed until it had faded, and her steps were firm yet light, as if 2 years of being tempered by war had only made her already cold heart even stronger. From the airport to the house, the CEO secretly studied the woman countless times from the corner of his eye. He found that there was not the slightest deliberate attempt to please him on her, nor any nervousness about returning to a wealthy family. She was like a transparent yet solid wall, keeping everyone outside. That almost cold politeness made the CEO feel an unprecedented sense of defeat. When the relatives heard that the woman had returned, they all gathered together. On the surface, it was to welcome her back, but in reality, they wanted to secretly figure out what made this woman with no background so special. When they heard that the woman was only an ordinary translator at the Department of Foreign Affairs, those relatives who had lived pampered lives immediately showed mocking smiles full of contempt. Faced with this cheap provocation, the woman did not even lift her eyelids. Her indifferent attitude, as if she had not seen them at all, instead made the provocateurs look like clowns jumping around for attention. The uncle tried to use the authority of an elder to break the awkward silence and gave the woman a self-righteous lecture about her work. However, the woman only nodded politely, her expression calm as water, as if what he was saying was nothing more than meaningless background noise, completely unable to stir even the slightest ripple in her heart. Just as the atmosphere dropped to freezing point, the uncle who had always held an important position in the military pushed the door open and walked in. His appearance made everyone present subconsciously sit up straight. But what shocked everyone even more was that the way he looked at the woman actually carried a rare sense of respect. Then he revealed a past incident that made everyone feel a chill run down their backs. It turned out that the place where the woman had spent the past 2 years was not an ordinary post at all. She had once faced dozens of ruthless bandits armed with heavy weapons in a border conflict zone and rescued trapped personnel. As soon as those words came out, the entire room fell into a deathly silence. The people who had just mocked translation as having no real skill were now so ashamed that their faces turned red. The CEO's coup